like it could be a ballet. Like, you know. So anyways,
Is it a space opera?
oh, so if you guys could do me a favor, if each of you could, if cattle, oh, sorry, all of you guys, whatever your check result was, so 7, 12, and 10, roll for me that many d4, please.
What am I rolling?
You're gonna roll 12 d4.
Okay.
17. Not bad, I guess.
25.
Wow, that's funny. It teared up like almost
I
perfectly,
rolled
right?
very poorly.
That's fine. Well, she rolled 2 above you with 2 more dice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't think you rolled poorly. I think you rolled perfectly fine. All right. So, anyways, so what that comes up to in cash, that is for the purpose of scrap metals. That is going to be 70, 50, 60. What's it? 74? Did I do 50, 60,
68.
74? No, 68. No, my math. Why am I being dumb right now? 55,
Yeah.
60, 69. So it's going to be 69,000 credits worth of scrap metal. 69,000 credits worth of scrap metal is what you guys are able to get back to the ship. Now, obviously, you were worried about moving quickly. That was a big concern of yours. When you finally get back to the ship, never touching the Eclipse one and only working with the other 2 over there, the Alliance ones, you get back to your ship and you immediately fire up the engine and start trying to leave. You detach it, all that stuff, not a big deal, and you start trying to leave. Aaron, with a pilot of 0, I don't have to make you make any rolls to detach the ship and start flying away and heading towards the mass relay. However, getting to the mass relay quickly, because obviously that's a concern of yours, you're going to have to roll for me a pilot check if you intend to do so quickly.
Okay. What am I? Is the intelligence or dexterity?
This is going to be intelligence or intelligence on this one. My apologies.
Okay.
Any way I could assist her with dexterity?
No, because it's just piloting.
Is it?
She rolled well.
Yep.
Again, so she very easily makes her way over. So she finds the most direct route, is able to balance the engines, the power well enough to thrust herself as quickly as possible at the mass relay. Then when you get to the relay itself, you have to actually and hit the jump correctly. Jumps aren't the easiest thing in the world to actually function through, and when you screw it up, it takes a considerable amount of time to be able to get it functioning again, and it can also hurt your systems. So the jump is an important thing. You have to make for me another piloting check to jump the relay,
Okay.
and this will bring you how many jumps is it to Citadel space? Oh crap, I can't remember.
Again, intelligence, or can I choose?
It's intelligence for this one as well. Dexterity is going to be more for like piloting for maneuverability and stuff.
Gotcha.
Oh, I'm in the wrong obsidian portal. An 8. I think that's actually perfectly fine for the first jump. Actually, 8 does pass for the first jump. I just need to check all the other jumps. So, yeah, let me just see this picture much bigger. There you are. So, where did I say you guys actually were? Was it the moon of? Where did I show you?
We were very close to a star.
Yeah, I can't remember which star it was. Do you remember? Off the top of my head.
Let me check my notes. We are.
How would I remember?
We're in the Veda system.
Which system?
The Veda system.
Veda system. Thank you very much. Give me 1
I
second.
take notes for a reason.
Funny enough, I have that written down somewhere, but I don't know where.
Yeah, I had it on the top of my notes section, so I'm like, yeah, that's probably important. Should probably write that down. Scott.
I have it written down. It's just I don't have my notes anywhere near me. 1 second. So sorry. Have to try to find where it is. Argus, Hydra, Phoenix, Arms. No, why can't I find you?
I know it's on like the bottom right of the map.
Bottom right of
That's
the
all
map.
I remember. That's
No,
all
no,
I
that's fine.
remember.
Artemis Tau. Was it the Hades Gamma? Did I send you guys to the Hades Gamma? Oh, Attican beta. Is that what you're saying? Attican beta. I think that's what it is. That's right. So you need to do 1, 2, 3. Where the hell is the actual? Is it the Serpentine Nebula? Where the hell is the actual? Sorry for the inconvenience. Where's I didn't have my map open because I'm a big dummy pants.
The Skillian Blitz.
So Milky Way, Serpent's Nebula, and then window. So Serpent Nebula. Serpent's Nebula. Serpent's Nebula. Where on the map are you, Serpent's Nebula? There you are. Okay, so from where you guys are, the number of jumps you have to do is 1, 2, 3. 3 jumps. So your first jump, Erin, is successful with an 8. An 8 is actually the base jump for going. If you're going at normal speeds, you know what I mean? If you're not trying to like push it to go faster, which I assume you're not trying to do. So the second jump you want to make is another pilot check. Ooh. And so as you're jumping from the Hades Gamma to the Exodus cluster, you try to get there, and you fail, but only by a small amount. And so because you fail by a small amount, you have 2 options. You can either A, accept the failure, and you're going to have to fall out of space for a little bit. It's going to seriously extend the amount of time. Or B, you can take a slight system crisis. Nothing that's going to hurt your...
What are these words? What are these terms? We've had a whole campaign in this system, and you're like, what are these? You're just throwing words out here.
Because last campaign we didn't worry about this stuff. Introduced to the rules.
I'm not like a great pilot, so I think I'm just gonna fall out of space for a little bit and like take my time with this.
Absolutely. So
you're never taking something that's named a system crisis.
Okay,
that's a small one.
There will be times in the future you will. Frank, go ahead.
One moment. Can we take the weapons down system crisis?
Yes.
Because we don't need our weapons right now. We don't need to drop off in the middle of nowhere where we're 2 weeks away from civilization. Because that's what Scott wants. I'm looking at you, Scott.
What is a system crisis? Is the explanation.
Okay, so let's go over what a system crisis is. So it's actually in the Stars Don't Number books. It's the rules are there. So the system crisis is literally one of your systems, one of the things that run your ship shuts down. Is that now? That could be a minor thing, like, oh, our weapons go offline. Unless you're in combat, that could be catastrophic. But things like your life support goes offline. Things like your engineering bay is overheating and about to explode. These kind of system crises are really, really, really bad.
Do we have a handout that actually has the details of our ship on it, like what systems we have and stuff?
I mean, give me 1 second. I will actually just tell you the... I can get you one of those for next week.
Excel sheet.
I
mean, we discussed it last week.
I forgot.
Yeah, we did talk about system crisis last week.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
So I'm going to go over a few different crises right now so you understand. Here we go. Ship crises starts at page 118 of the PDF. And then what are different options? Let's see. Armor loss, cargo loss, crew loss, engine lock, fuel bleed, haywire systems, hull breach, system damage, targeting decalibration, and VIP imperiled. So those are like the basic ones. There are, of course, more that can go beyond that. But more or less what Frank is saying is our systems are going down because of loss of power, miss the blah, 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 blah. Can we just shut down our weapon system to keep things online? And I'm saying, yes. If she's having problems and whatnot, and she's like, guys, things are just going to get a little turbulent for a second here. And then Krax goes over and looks at it. He's like, hold on, I got you. And like, boop, 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 doo, and just diverts all power from weapons to the engines. That works. Your weapons are offline, and it would take amount of work to get them back online after you're done traveling. However, you are able to continue functioning, Erin. Good to go.
Okay.
Now you have your third and final jump that you have to do to get you to where you need to be. So.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah, by the way, what you were going to do was drop us off between relays,
That'll be fine.
which can be very risky.
That'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is why Scott was like, yeah, you should totally do that.
Shouldn't it drop you off before
I
the
hope you
relay
all
like
have,
it did
like,
last time.
20 days of
'Cause then
ration.
last time that happened, you basically stop outside and you fly around and you go again.
So it depends on how badly you roll, how much you miss it by.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But it totally could just be you're traveling and then your system can't handle it, and then you kind of like fall out of hyperspace. And so you're like, oh, I'm not quite to the other relay yet. Now I have to add a couple weeks to our just normal FTL travel to get to that relay. But when you're not in, I mean, we've all played space trucking, right? We all know what happens when you're not in hyperspace, and even when you're in hyperspace, things can happen. But anyway, so and then the third check is an easy one. You're able to easily make the final jump, bringing you to Citadel space. So you guys are there. Citadel space is a good thing because Citadel space is a non-combat zone. Even if another ship has a problem with yours, they are not able to fire upon you. They're not able to do anything. To fire upon another ship in Citadel space, it doesn't matter what they did. It doesn't matter what they did moments ago, years ago, whatever. You are immediately considered a criminal and automatically will suffer criminal charges. No question. Doesn't matter how validated you are. The only exceptions to that being the Spectres. Spectres are the only ones that kind of go above and beyond that. And even then they have to file a report because Citadel space is neutral. It's safe. So here you are, the Citadel.
Space.
The good thing is during this final jump, time taking or whatever to get you to this final jump towards the Serpent's Nebula, finally Enterary is back to normal. She's fine.
Okay, so that took over 5 days?
Yes, it took more than that, but she's back to normal.
I was gonna ask when we got to our destination. Cool.
Yep. So you are fine, and you would kind of come out, and when you came out and you would walk around, you see the crew, you would see that the weapon systems, the entire computer console has gone black. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah,
that
I would
deep
start
opaque
fixing
gray.
that immediately, and I would say that this should never have been turned off. So, you know.
If you went
Drax
over,
is probably just sitting there very sad, just staring at us like.
Although, admittedly, considering we would have
I'm
ended
sorry,
up in
Mike.
Citadel space, it wouldn't be very important right now. But,
Yeah, we're like in
Well,
the safest area we can be.
unless that third
Yeah,
jump
that's why I
didn't
was
work.
like, hey, let's just take the weapons down, guys.
Yeah.
We don't need
I
them.
mean, it did. So.
It did. It did.
I know.
All right, so moving on, we are now here. You are in Citadel space finally, and looking to land. So, Aaron, you do have a 0, not a 1. So landing in a very, very, very dense place like Citadel space does in fact require a piloting check to do so.
Oh boy.
Alright.
Oh, by Citadel space, do you mean the Citadel?
Well, Citadel space is the space around it, but you guys are going to the
I
Citadel
thought Citadel
itself.
space was the region of the galaxy controlled by the Citadel.
So,
okay,
my
not
apologies.
bad.
The region of the space controlled by the Citadel is the local cluster, the Krogan DMZ, the Serpent's Nebula, the Minos Wasteland, and the Crescent's Nebula. That's
I
actual
just
Citadel
thought it
space.
was just called Citadel space, but I guess that's just kind of wordage. Okay, so we're at the Citadel.
You're at the Citadel itself. You're actually, my apologies, you're at the system that the Citadel rests in. So, and that's where things are super, you are instantly a criminal. All right, so you are landing your ship, Aaron, with your 8, no problems. You land your ship, and you are good to go. Good news is, you've landed your ship, you're safe, you can refuel here, all that stuff can happen. Bad news is, your ship is really, really hurting on power because of all the extra stuff that you've had to do, all the jumps that you've made, all that stuff, and the ship is not very well suited to doing a ton of that. It definitely needs some repairs. Your boarding thing is completely broken. Your power is low. Your life support is really hurting. It was on its tail end of capacity for handling you. As a matter of fact, it was one of those fun things where if you didn't kill the other 3, you may have, like, attaching to the ship was less detrimental to the life support than having them on the ship in the first place. You know what I mean? So you could have run out of life support coming home with everybody. So your life support is very, very low. But you're here, you can refuel, you can do all that stuff when you guys get to it. But first thing you need to do, Cattle, is make a contact.
Yeah. I'm gonna ping him to not meet at the bar, but at another bar or something like that. You know, somewhere else shady.
At the next
Shady, you know.
shitty bar.
Yeah, like outside of it, where the other guy would never look. I would tell Entree and Winnie to like start working on the ship or something, while me and Cracks go take care of business.
Sure, Winnie can do a damage assessment if she doesn't want to be a part of any of this. She can do a damage assessment, and we can kind of go over those details when we get back. What's Entourage doing?
the same.
You going with?
As
Oh, he said me and
asked.
Cracks.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I said I and
remember
Cracks
when
are gonna
Rick
take care of
said
business.
that Winnie and Entourage are going to be tasked with fixing the ship?
Oh, I'm
Like
sorry.
5
I
seconds
didn't.
ago.
Calm down, Ollie. I missed one word because I was reading something.
We've been doing it all day, Scott. I'm already tired of your shit, and we have like how many more hours together today?
Listen,
Many.
I had a very, very long past few days, okay?
Many hours.
But I don't know if you realized, but yesterday was Halloween, which is a big thing when you have a little kid. So as opposed to UK where you guys don't celebrate good holidays. So
No. UK celebrates Halloween now, and it's annoying.
Oh.
Thank you, Mars Incorporated. So you guys go and do your stuff. So 2 engineers engineering, the 2 of you doing that. We'll do you guys afterwards. Cracks and Cattle, you guys go and make your contact. It's easy to get a hold of the person. You have contact. You can set up a meet me here, and you go to that bar to meet with him. That same kind of crappy dive bar.
A different bar, but same kind of atmosphere.
Different
Sure.
Bar, yeah.
Sure. So you go meet at a different bar and to meet up with them. So it's that same what's it called, Batarian that comes to meet with you. And so when he comes in, he actually comes in with a group of people. He comes in with 8 others, but they kind of walk around and sit at various different areas of the bar. 2 of them at the bar itself. The others kind of filter around on tables. One of them immediately sits down and just throws a very large credit chip at one of the dancers that are over in the peripheral area. And he comes over and he sits down. So it's very clearly a show of force. He comes over and sits at your table without saying hello or anything first. And he sits down and he's like, well, did you get the job done?
We've got what you desire, although it's currently powered down, which might perhaps actually be safer, for now at least, for transport.
You took the job with the Alliance. Where are they?
Drifting in space somewhere.
Oh. Didn't expect that. So, is this the original or a copy?
It's the original.
Are there copies?
No.
And when
The Alliance-
I'm sorry, when you say no, as you go to speak, like not interrupted by my voice, but all of a sudden a feeling, you feel the barrel of a gun pressure against like your abdomen. And he says to you, like, so that kind of like interrupts your speech when it surprises you for a second. He says, is there?
There's not.
Kind of like looks at you
Without
like,
flinching.
yep, looks at you like judging you for a moment. You can see like the nostrils that are like built into his face because he has this huge, almost like distorted face. All 4 of his eyes boring into his nostrils, flaring like he's smelling the air. And he's like, good. And then you can feel the barrel release from your
Cracks
abdomen.
is actually going to speak up, like, probably during the scene, not even knowing it's going on. It's like, yeah, Sparky, EMP, we were going to grab it and give it to the Alliance, but he put EMPs on it. Really waste of an EMP. I mean, come on, we could have used that for something else. We could have used... And he just goes on, like, a very short little tangent of, like, oh, man, what a waste. Was it even worth it?
So like listening to the things that you're saying, but knowing that at the same time you're saying that if there was a chance for a copy, it was destroyed. He's not going to approach it. He's just going to be like, kind of like happy with the fact that it was destroyed. And so he looks to you and he's like, anybody know you're working for me?
No.
I mean,
Nobody
yeah, we
outside
picked up
group
2
that I
other
work
people, but...
Other than your crew?
None.
Where is it? And he says, like, looking around, because I imagine you didn't bring it with you.
No. That would be a rookie mistake.
Yeah, it's not a cattle
It's
thing.
on our ship right now.
And he, what he does, he kind of like looks over to one of the other people, and he like nods, and then all of a sudden, all 8 of them get up and walk out of the room. Like, you see them all get up and leave. The one person that had like the credit chip, like that he put down, he kind of gives her a look like I'll be back, and they all leave, presumably to head elsewhere. And he's like, "And so our deal? Did you scrap the ships?"
We have taken the ships apart, yes.
You satisfied with what you got?
Well,
I
according to
forgot
my
a detail.
calculations, you still owe us 1,200 credits, 300 per person.
You picked up a 4th. All right.
Yeah.
That's fair. He puts down the credits on the it was like 4 300 credit chips. He puts down on the table, but in front of him, so it's like you would have to awkwardly reach over to grab them at the moment. The Krogan probably can't. But he puts them in front of him, like they're on the table, like he's not saying no and he's not giving them to you yet. And he says, "Any other details about this I should know about?"
Would there be any other details? I
Do you want to
can't
mention
think of
the
any.
eclipse to them? Because they're
Oh,
rivals, right?
yeah, that's a good idea, yeah. So, at that point, there is an eclipse vessel that showed up and was docked to the science vessel.
Did you waste them?
We have left it alone. We have not searched it, we have not interfered with it.
They were all dead anyways. Just like everyone else. Airlocks weren't working. Life support. I think on all 3 ships were down.
They were affected by the same virus that struck the initial ship and the ship that came to assist it.
Oh, so they died of the same causes, and then you didn't
Yes.
strip the ship at all.
Didn't touch it.
We don't want to make enemies of the Eclipse. That would also possibly put your organization in a bit of jeopardy. Or at least, interesting times.
Sounds like you're looking for new contracts.
We're not looking for new contracts, as we're trying not to piss anyone off. Other than the Alliance, of course. But that one was going to be inevitable.
Fuck the Alliance. Humans roll in here, think they control everything. Disgusting. We'll handle them soon enough. All right, 300 credits each, plus you got all the salvage. That's a deal. And he slides the stuff across the table, and he's like, "You did good work. If you need more work, I'd be happy to find something for you."
I will keep that in mind.
And with that, he stands up and he goes to leave. Unless you guys say anything, do anything like that.
Oh no,
No.
Crack just does this and hey, pleasure doing business with you kind of thing.
Yeah,
Awesome.
just pleasure doing business with you, and then grab the money, give one to Cracks, and then make
Yeah.
sure to ping Entree and Winnie, like, hey, if some guys are, like, they look roughly like this, if they come to collect the thing, make sure to give it to them and tell them how to power it on,
There's a bullet hole in it.
Yeah, but they could just switch that thing out, it's fine.
It's only on the battery part.
Yeah, there's more batteries. There's one killer AI.
Just tell them to swap the battery out, and if it doesn't work, talk to Coddle.
Yeah,
Call tech support.
fix the bullet hole. It's fine.
He's the one that shot it, so.
Shortly afterwards, you guys do hear at your little on the hull of your deck like someone trying to literally wrapping a rifle against the hull to get your attention over by the airlock area. And because obviously not every ship can land in every port. It has to be a port that's fit for your kind of ship. So they go to one that's fit for the ship and wrapping on the thing to get attention. When you guys check your external cameras, which are functioning, fuzzy but functioning, you're able to see there's a group of 8 people out there,
A lot of people.
all armed and armored.
Wait, they beat us back to the ship?
Absolutely, they
Or-
left while you're still having a conversation.
That's why I
Okay,
saved them.
I'll look to Andre. Make sure she's okay, I guess.
Yeah, but yeah, fine. She would have noticed as well.
I open the door.
Okay, so you open the door up, and immediately what's standing there is this human gentleman that happens to be extremely very good-looking human guy, perfect teeth, a nice smile. He just seems to be just a happy person in general. And as soon as you open up the door, he's like, "Oh, hello there," to Winnie. He's like,
Hi.
"How's your day going so far?"
I mean, I've had worse days, so it's pretty good.
Let's see if we can make it a little bit better. We're here to pick up something.
Oh, are you working with Cuddle?
Cattle? Kettle Olan?
Cuddle.
That's an adorable nickname. I like it. You know, I'll make sure I call him that next time I see him. Yes, we are. We're just here to pick up the. We weren't sure how large it was, so we figured we'd bring a couple extra guys just to make sure that we can get it out here. Do you want us to come aboard and grab it?
Oh no, I can bring it out.
Is it that small?
Can you?
Can I?
Again, there's like little grav lifts that you can use that are very like short distance
That's
uses. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I'll just walk off to go grab it.
Do you mind if I come with you? They can all stay here. I don't want to intimidate you with all these men and all those guns.
They aren't all that intimidating.
He says as the Asari speaks up, and all of a sudden his attention goes to the Asari. He looks at her. His smile, like half of his smile, widens a little bit. And it's like a little quick half wink.
And she kind of like doesn't roll her eyes, but then just like looks to you, just like, go and get them the device. I'll stay here and watch them.
He's gonna come on with you unless you say or anything to stop.
Yeah.
Okay. So as he's like walking past Entree and walking with Winnie, he's like, wow, is this a ship of beautiful women? And just like walks with her onto the ship and down, like he sees like all of the hull and everything because you can kind of like bring him down below and everything. And he's like,
I was about to say, does he need to make a physical save at some point to not trip over all the stuff we've just crammed in?
It's a bit full right now.
So yeah, as he walks into what's effectively like what I imagine is piled up like the Cave of Wonders in Aladdin. You know what I mean? He's kind of like, wow, you guys pulled in quite the haul, didn't you? Damn.
Oh yeah.
Whew. The Alliance didn't give you too much trouble?
Oh, I wouldn't know anything about that.
Oh. Well, I mean, if you don't even know, that must be good news. I hate the Alliance anyways. They're a bunch of stuffy douchebags. All right, yeah, let's go find what we need. And you kind of like bring him over to the device. And it's heavy. Like Krax was the one that had to carry it before. But you do have, again, very short range grav lifts that you can use to hoist it up and bring it over.
Okay.
And so he'll go with you and he'll help you carry it out. But he's kind of, again, looking around at the inside of the ship, kind of like taking in the sights and stuff like that as he goes. He doesn't do anything untoward. He literally leaves his gun on his back. He doesn't like move suddenly. He doesn't, no sleight of hand checks that you notice. And makes his way to just help you carry the thing out of there. And when he finally gets back to the entrance with Entree, he stops and he looks at her and he's like, "Are you the captain?"
She kind of thinks for a bit.
Cattle would have positioned himself as the captain.
I was going to say we didn't have a captain. No, our captain is Cadalolan. In fact, she would actually say his full name. Sirkesh Hurnanon Mel Guinness Got Odol Odin Cal.
Been practicing, huh?
Not been practicing. I just have it written down.
I was kidding.
So she would she would just say that.
Okay, so you say the whole name, and he's like,
The whole name.
"Yeah, but in like 10 minutes when he dies, then will you be the captain?"
What?
Well, you know them.
Oh.
They've got like the birth rate. They've got the lifespan of a gerbil.
Can I do a equivalent insight roll real quick?
Sure.
Isn't that like
Sure.
Perception charisma?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you think that he's honestly, you think that he's just trying to hit on you, like he's just being real creepy, and aggressive with the hitting on-ness.
Okay, well, the power supply was shot here, so that needs to be replaced. But other than that, you're good to go.
Whoa! The power supply shot when she gives her, he says this thing and like it's just silence.
Yeah, just silent. In fact, Entree would like kind of just like reach over to the button that probably closes the door.
So he's like, whoa! The power supply's shot, as in not work. Oh, literally shot. Oh.
Oh no! And when you power back on, it will probably try to attack you and shut down all.
You should.
So you should do that in a safe.
That's
place.
not my problem. I'm not going to be anywhere near it, but it's not functioning.
Well, you should be able to replace the power supply. It'll turn back on. I'm not doing it because.
Or external power.
I don't want to die.
Get function again.
Can this thing work with external power?
I'm fairly sure it can. Didn't we discuss that? Or
You
am I
guys,
making-
you guys know it can because you've literally hooked it up to
Yeah,
external
then I
power.
would say
Yeah,
yes.
Ugh.
It's safer to transport this way. I don't know why they're complaining. Otherwise, the whole citadel would be on our butts right now. It's like, hey, why are we dying?
Considering this computer did try to kill us, you're lucky to get it in a relatively one piece.
I mean, I wouldn't say I'm lucky. You were given a job to collect an item. The item was brought damaged. Yeah, I'll take it. And we'll see if this external power supply works. I'm just saying, I wasn't told to pick up something that was broken. I was told to pick up something that works. And I'm just saying that if this ain't working, I have to start. And, you know, usually people aren't happy when I get on the job.
Well, if you have any complaints, do refer them to Erlen Cattle.
I most certainly will. And with that, he's like, oh, God. And he's he gets things like has the people picking up and carrying out of there. And as he's walking off the ship, he's like, I just hate to see the blue turn to goo. Night, ladies. And he turns in and walks away.
He's been planning that line for like 4 episodes. When she like closes the door, it's just like, I do not understand human men. And then go back to whatever we were doing.
And with that, we'll actually
Probably would actually give Cattle a little ping.
Yeah.
Like, the device has been passed off. And then after a little bit, be like, he wasn't very happy.
We're going to take our break now, and when we come back, we'll have Cattle and Cracks rejoining the crew, so they can have their conversations. We'll talk about what the ship needs. So we'll see y'all shortly. Bye.